from now. No, 2.5 hours from now. So 2.5 hours from now, we'll be celebrating Thanksgiving. And what we want you to do is we want you to join us, because what we're going to do is we're going to discover what the main ingredients are for the official Thanksgiving of the USA. In other words, what do you have to have in order to do the Thanksgiving of the United States? Thanksgiving of the United States, I guess that would be the THOTUS. Thanksgiving of the United States, huh? THOTUS? How do you throw a proper THOTUS? THOTUS, they hardly know us. Being completely ignored by my executive producer today. Don't ask me. No, hi. THOTUS. THOTUS. Okay. So anyway, I just, by the way, put the television show up so you can watch us on YouTube Live Events. YouTube Live Events. Okay, you can join us and see what we're doing here. Okay, so YouTube Live Events. All right, now, we've already talked about Judge Roy Moore, but now there's obviously much more sexual harassment news in the news. So let's get to it, shall we? Texas Congressman Joe Barton released a statement today apologizing for a graphic nude photo of him that circulated on social media earlier this week. He announced his re-election bid earlier this month. Do you want to know what the greatest political sexual harassment picture ever was? It was a picture of Teddy Kennedy in a small runabout out in the middle of some body of water. He was wearing boxers, and he was in a push-up position. For those people in the military, a front-leaning rest position. No one really knew exactly what was beneath the senator from the state of Massachusetts, or more appropriately, who was beneath the... However, the caption that won the Senate captioning contest for that year was, Senator Kennedy, we've seen you. We now see that you've changed your position on offshore drilling. This wasn't quite that good, but it wasn't bad. By the way, he announced his re-election bid earlier this month. He released a statement apologizing for a graphic nude photo of him that circulated on social media earlier this week. You know why there are no photos like that of me? Because I would be too embarrassed. While separated from my second wife prior to the divorce, I had sexual relationships with other mature adult women. Each was consensual. Those relationships have ended. I'm sorry I did not use better judgment during those days. I'm sorry that I let my constituents down. Barton, who announced his re-election bid earlier this month, is navigating in a political environment charged with emerging stories of sexual misbehavior in politics, in business, and in the media. The photo, which appeared on an anonymous Twitter account, set off speculation within Texas GOP circles about his political future. In a phone interview with the Texas Tribune, Barton said he was deliberating that. You're aware of what was posted as I am. I'm talking to a number of people, all of whom I have faith in, and deciding how to respond, quite frankly. A spokeswoman said Wednesday he had no plans to resign and had filed for re-election. Run, Joe, run. Might want to keep the running shorts on, though. Just saying. While we're on this topic, I was very impressed with Democrat Bill O'Neill from Ohio. Who is Democrat Bill O'Neill, you might ask? Democrat Bill O'Neill is running for governor of Ohio, and I'm not exactly sure that I don't hope he wins. This is a while back. This came to us about 5-6 days ago. And I've been trying to figure out when would be a good time to put it on the air. Here's what he said. What he wanted to make sure of was that people who go to his Facebook page, what he wanted to make sure that they understood was that he had been sexually intimate with approximately 50 very attractive females and blasted the national feeding frenzy about sexual indiscretions decades ago. Quote, Now that the dogs of war are calling for the head of Senator Al Franken, I believe it's time to speak up on behalf of all heterosexual males. As a candidate for governor, let me save my opponents some research time. And this is where it gets good. In the last 50 years, I was sexually intimate with approximately 50 very attractive females. These ranged from a gorgeous blonde who was my first true love. We made passionate love in the hayloft of her parents' barn, and ended with a drop-dead gorgeous redhead from Cleveland. Now we can get back on to discussing legalizing marijuana and opening the state hospital network to combat the opioid crisis. I'm so disappointed by this national feeding frenzy about sexual indiscretions decades ago. And then he ends it with peace. O'Neill is now an associate justice on the Ohio Supreme Court. And I can see why he's an associate justice on the Ohio Supreme Court. Because he is a reasonable man. He is a reasonable man looking at things reasonably. Is this horrifyingly terrible conduct? Yes, it is. Well, maybe not horrifyingly terrible, but then again, you know, aside from Ronnie Millsap grabbing my butt twice, I've pretty much been, shall we say, free of most sexual harassment and sexual assault. Mostly. That being said, good for Bill O'Neill. Well done, sir. Good luck in your election. There is something else here. The New York Times suspended their star reporter, Glenn Thrush. This happened day before yesterday. Apparently, several young women accused Thrush of sexually inappropriate behavior. He joined the Times in January after nearly a decade as one of the star reporters at Politico, an influential Washington political news outlet. He was well enough known to be caricatured on a Saturday Night Live sketch earlier this year, lampooning former White House press secretary Sean Spicer. The Vox story said that Thrush, who was married on several occasions, engaged in drunken, sexually charged evenings with young women he worked with. The author of the article, Laura McGann, a former Politico editor, said Thrush came on to her at a bar and she had to extricate herself from him. McGann says she believed he later disparaged her to his newsroom colleagues. The behavior attributed to Glenn in this Vox story is very concerning and not in keeping with the standards and values of the New York Times. We fully intend to investigate, and while doing so, Glenn will be suspended. By the way, the Times also said Thrush would enter a substance abuse program. Thrush said that over the past several years, I've responded to a succession of personal and health crises by drinking heavily. During that period, I have done things that I'm ashamed of, actions that brought great hurt to my family and friends. He said, I have not taken a drink since June 15th of 2017. I have resumed counseling and will soon begin outpatient treatment for alcoholism. I'm working hard to repair the damage I've done. At this particular moment, the New York Times has not decided to fire Glenn Thrush, and I'm glad that's happened. At some point, there has to be some reasonable explanation and reasonable understanding of what we're dealing with. I don't know whether Charlie Rose is a dirty old man or not. From what I understand, he probably is. Should he spend the rest of his life withholding from us probably some of the best interviews in American television? I'm not sure. The same thing with Bill O'Reilly. Have we really made our country better by getting rid of Bill O'Reilly? Especially since, I'm sorry, he already paid the price for his indiscretions. Sorry about that, but the man paid the price. And oh, by the way, if John Conyers, the congressman, the longest serving congressman in the state, or excuse me, in the United States House of Representatives, If he can pay off his accuser, so can Bill O'Reilly. It's time for these witch hunts to end. Now, that's right up until we get to honest, serious sexual assault. That is not on the list of what I'm talking about. But as long as sexual harassment is so ambiguous that no one really knows what it is, and oh, by the way, that's where we find this discussion as we're having it now, then destroying people's lives over it seems to be a bit draconian, to use a leftist word. Now, look, if you believe differently, just because I say it doesn't mean that it's some sort of statement that should be chiseled into granite, okay? There are a lot of talk show hosts who believe that what they are saying should be immediately taken down and chiseled into granite. That's not me. My opinion is no more valuable on this show than yours, and vice versa. This is a discussion of the news. This is a discussion of how we find our country today. This is about truth. This is the way I see this truth. If you see something else, share it with us. 844-927-6691. Draw near with faith. You're not going to get shouted down. I'm not going to barbecue you because you disagree with me. You disrespect me, that's a different story. But disagree is okay. It's okay. 844-927-6691. 844-927-6691. Let me give you another example of how what we really need to do here is we need to relax, calm down, maybe take things a little easier. On Monday night, David Letterman will be honored on PBS with the Mark Twain Prize. This is going to be kind of a problem for PBS in that they just fired Charlie Rose. The reason it's going to be a problem that they just fired Charlie Rose is because David Letterman essentially left The Late Show after more than 30 years on CBS or on NBC and CBS. He committed sexual harassment, at least sexual harassment. At some point, it may indeed be sexual assault. I don't know. The reason that this is brought up is because Senator Al Franken is in the videotape honoring David Letterman. Senator Al Franken participated in the event but will not appear substantially in the PBS program airing nationally Monday evening, said PBS. PBS and WETA, the producing station, felt the inclusion of Senator Franken in the broadcast at this time would distract from the show's purpose as a celebration of American humor. Oh, I don't know. I think that depends on your personal point of view. PBS went ahead and aired the special, even though Letterman faced his own controversy in 2009 when he admitted to having affairs with several female staffers who worked on the show. Letterman, who was involved in a $2 million extortion case at the time, acknowledged that CBS could have fired him. By the way, this may have been shown last Monday night. Is that when this would? Can you double check that for me, Phil? I think CBS would have had a good reason to fire me, Letterman told the New York Times, this in 2015. It seemed like, okay, there's somebody who had an intimate relationship with somebody he shouldn't have had an intimate relationship with. And I've always said, well, who hasn't, to myself. But then when I was able to see it from the epicenter, the ripples, I thought, yeah, they could have fired me. But they didn't. So I owe them that. During the 2009 taping of The Late Show, Letterman told the audience someone was trying to extort $2 million from him over his sexual affairs, adding that he had to speak before a grand jury about all the creepy things he had done. I was worried for myself. I was worried for my family. My creepy stuff was that I had sex with women who work with me on the show. My response to that is, yes, I have. Would it be embarrassing if it were made public? Yes, it would, especially for the women. That's because David Letterman has a sense of humor. Our telephone number is 844-927-6691, 844-927-6691. You're listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Now you're up to date on all the horrifying sexual misconduct of various powerful males in the United States. Back with more in a moment.
All right, sir. Sounding good.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So everything's good now, man. You made the call. Everything's great.
Okay. Do I get to know what that is? Do I get to know what happened?
They just made some changes to Channel 2. One of the channel.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about it. That already happened?
Yeah, it happened. That's what threw me off, is I thought it was happening tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought it was happening tomorrow, too. I didn't realize that it wasn't happening tomorrow.
Well, then I looked in, like, right when we realized, when I was talking to you about the connection to us earlier, I looked at the other access, which is for Channel 2, and it was disconnected.
Oh, whoa.
And so nobody told me, so I just kind of found out. And then I talked to David, and he straightened it out.
Well, there you go.
Was that Fred I heard earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's down there.
Yep. Yeah, Fred is. He's actually leaving now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said it back to home.
Yeah. Do y'all ever see David?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we do.
We need him to come out here, man, to help us get some of our technical stuff ironed out.
I will tell him that he is being required, that his presence is required in Phoenix.
I mean, I don't know. It maybe not. You don't have to use it required.
I'm just playing, man.
Okay. It would be nice it would be nice though, because that guy's like a genius with computers. And stuff.
Oh yeah, he is. Hello. It did air Monday. Thank you, sir. Are you okay? Holy jinky winky dinky.
Oh yeah. So every day when y'all come in, if you could do that, if it's not too hard, do that thing like how you connected to me when I called you.
Sure.
Because I can do it from here, but the profile when I do it is like voice over IP audio, which is not as good as the way it is right now.
Right.
So if you connect to us, I think the audio will be much better. I know it sounds good right now, but every day, but
sure.
I think there might be like a little less quality if I connect to you. So
okay.
So if it's not too much trouble, just connect to us in the mornings.
Well, I can do that.
And if you ever have a problem, just call me.
Okay. Why, I will do that.
All right. Awesome.
I will simply do that. I will do it because I can. I will do it because I'm a man.
Man, I got a feeling some more people are going to call today and ask me about that Channel 2 thing.
Oh, yeah?
I got a list here of instructions I got to tell them how to set their receiver, and it's not easy to tell people how to do things like that.
Yeah?
There's like 10 steps. But it's all good. We'll make it work.
Well, there you go, brother.
Yeah.
You got a Thanksgiving put together?
Yeah, we're going to my girl's mom's house.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, not too big. All right, sir, here we go in 10 seconds.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number again is 844-927-6691. 844-927-6691. I'm very interested in how all of this came down. I'm interested in how this situation ended up being this situation. And when I'm talking about this situation, I'm talking about Judge Roy Moore. Let me explain my thoughts. The people of the United States are, in most cases, calm, straightforward, intelligent, measured, disciplined. They are people who see things more or less clearly, even when the things they're looking at are coming in a murky environment. The Americans that I know saw what was going on with Roy Moore and pretty much dismissed it out of hand as political gobbledygooky and crap. Which is exactly how I dismissed it. To me, it was nothing more than an October surprise. And it was an October surprise, of course, being a last-second, very negative charge against your political opponent that gives, at one time, just a wildfire's response among the electorate, theoretically, and leaves very little time for anybody to respond. Okay, that being said, great, no problem. But it only works when people actually believe it. And convicting somebody, even in the court of public opinion, the kangaroo court of the American media, all of that, convicting somebody before they have a day in court, before they even have due process, without the American maxim that says you are innocent until proven guilty. To do that is aberrant to the American ideal. And that's exactly what had happened with Roy Moore. There had been no due process. He had not been able to face his accusers. The first opportunity he had to face an accuser, this person actually showed up with physical evidence, a signed yearbook. A signed yearbook from a divorce decree, granted years earlier by a divorce judge named Roy Moore. The other people that we've been talking about have either admitted their wrongdoings themselves or there has been actual proof. We reported the story the way you're supposed to report the story. We waited for a second journalistic source, never got one. Waited for somebody else to report the actual statements of the women, never got one. Nobody did it. So I think the people of Alabama will fix it. I'm sure they will, in fact. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is the USA Radio Network on the day before Thanksgiving 2017.
All right.
Well, okay as well as dokey.
1 hour done.
I kind of like that, actually.
Yeah.
That was good. Now, we have the shows for tomorrow and Friday, correct?
Yes, Chris is working on them. He's going through to pick out the segments and everything. But yes, we do.
I don't know. That was a pretty good one right there.
You want me to tell him? Okay.
No.
I'll tell. I just
No, it's probably a good one for the weekend. Tell them to use that for the weekend.
Oh, okay. I'll do
Right?
that. Yeah, that'll work.
All right. Yeah, that works. That makes things better.
Either one. He said, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he said he already picked out the weekend, but we could use this for the Thanksgiving. Would you rather use it for the weekend?
No. I'd rather use it for the weekend. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I got this whole hour. I've been recording the show by hour and saving it, so we got it, man.
Okay, cool deal, man.
All right, man. I'll be back in just a second. I'm gonna heat up my macaroni cheese.
Eating macaroni. Oh, man.
All right, sir. We're back in 45 seconds.
Back in 45 dang seconds. Back in 45 seconds.
All right, here we go in 10.
North to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Good afternoon. It's the day before Thanksgiving 2017. Coming up in 1 hour from now, we are going to celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm going to ask you what you're thankful for. You'll have a chance to give your Thanksgiving message to everyone across these United States. What are you thankful for? What are we, the people of America? What should we be thankful for? We'll get to all of that coming up in just a little bit, about an hour from now, here on the Wells Report. And once again, thanks very much for joining us. It means a lot to us that you would. So let's see here. Let me see if I can get this back to where it was. Yes, indeedy, I can. We are broadcasting this live. You can join us, if you care to, on YouTube live events, or you can go to a Google Plus Hangout and find us. Have you found us on Google Plus, the Philip Brown? You haven't found us on Google Plus and any of those Hangouts? See, I'm still trying to figure out Google. You know, I was able to blunder through Microsoft, enough times to I finally understood how to do it, and I got a pretty good working vision of it, and so on and so on. Then I finally just gave up on it because it was crap, and I got a bunch of Apple stuff. I got my MacBook Pro, and I'm really enjoying it because it works. But then again, I sort of got back into semi-Microsoft world by getting into Google and trying to figure out how they do things. And they do things their own way, and you have to figure it out. What I like about Apple stuff is that you already know how to use their stuff, which is really important to me. Telephone number 844-927-6691. 844-927-6691. The 2012 election was not nearly as harrowing as the 2016 election. Most of us had seen 4 years of President Obama, and we had, as a country, we had been able to survive it in relatively fine style. Most of the economic things that the president at the time wanted to do had not taken full effect. Therefore, the economy was not in terrible condition, not nearly as bad as it would have been in the next 4 years. I was relatively sure that the President Obama, was at least in a commanding position to win. That did not mean that I believed that he actually would. I thought that the challenge that was given to him by Mitt Romney was a serious, incredible competition. I mean, think about it for just a couple of seconds. Mitt Romney, the perfect candidate. Religious. Committed relationship in a long-standing, multi-decade marriage. Had participated in doing wonderfully benevolent things for society. Rich as you can possibly be. Took over the Utah Olympic Games. Those games, in case you don't remember, those games were in very serious trouble. And then all of a sudden, Mitt Romney showed up. The situation was well in hand. And from what I understand, the Utah Winter Olympics were a blazing success. Not just a success, but actually made money for the state of Utah, which doesn't happen very often. So he was nearly the perfect candidate. What we had seen the President of the United States, Barack Obama, do things that were significantly against the will of the people. His signature legislative achievement, Obamacare, had just begun to start taking effect in reality, and people were going, wait a minute, whoa, 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 whoa. This means what? Hope and change means what? $5.5 trillion had been spent, and a lot of people were upset. A perfect Republican candidate. The party had picked what they considered to be a perfect Republican candidate. A man who had worked across the aisle in a bipartisan fashion. A man who could deliver the independent voter vote. He was perfect. For his part, President Obama, I think, was panicking very much towards the end of his first presidential term. He made some incredibly huge mistakes right toward the last part of that election. But as we found out today, President Obama won that election, 51% of the vote. This is the popular vote, to 47%. In round numbers. The presidency was never in danger, although I believe the president believed it was. So 4 years later, people had 4 years to remind the powers that be that when it came right down to picking candidates, the Republican Party was sorely lacking. Not just sorely lacking, but very much incompetent. One of the things about that is that the actual run-up to the election the last couple of months were a lot closer than the president thought they should be. Many of us, like I said, thought that the president, while was in a commanding position, still had a good chance to lose. But the president did have one thing in his pocket, and that was important, that he indeed had correctly identified that Osama bin Laden was not going to be found in Iraq and ended the war in Iraq. Not only did he end the war in Iraq, but he ended the peace in Iraq as well. Because as soon as he started pulling American troops out, the Taliban came in and people started getting killed. Taliban that would morph into something called ISIS, Islamic State. Those unbelievable savages would then go through the Arab Middle East, killing everyone that wasn't their particular form of Islam. There's Sunni and Shia Islam. There are Christians, there are Jews, so on and so on, but throughout the entire Mediterranean, the Mediterranean Middle East, people were getting slaughtered by the bushel basketful. One of the things that the president said after killing Osama bin Laden, was this: Osama bin Laden is dead and Al-Qaeda is on the run. He started a lot of his speeches with it. You knew that his campaign speech was going to feature it at some point. But a top foreign correspondent, this according to the New York Times. I'm sorry, this is the Weekly Standard. Sorry, Weekly Standard. According to the Weekly Standard, Jenna Lifitz, a top foreign correspondent of the New York Times, said that the Obama administration deliberately downplayed Al-Qaeda's strength in the run-up to the 2012 presidential election. The overall narrative, I think, that was being pushed to the press, and if you look back to the editorials that were done when the Trove came out, it was an image of bin Laden isolated. He had lost control of his group, said Rukmini Callimachi. This during an event at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, referring to the 17 hand-picked documents released by the Obama administration in May of 2012. Rukmini Callimachi said her comments triggered the following question from Kim Dozier, a former top correspondent for the Associated Press and CBS and current executive director of the Cipher Brief. Quote, do you think there was something that kept the public's view because it revealed that there had to be reams of communications going back and forth, which means the U.S. intelligence, Western intelligence, was missing this? Think back to where bin Laden was killed. It was 2011. It was right before a major campaign season. I don't want to underplay the role that killing Osama bin Laden had, said Callimachi. But I think that was theorized into something much, much bigger. The head of the organization had been killed, and now these are literally quotes that we would get. The organization has been decimated. The organization is in disarray. The organization is on the run. At the same time, we were preparing to pull out troops from Iraq and Afghanistan. I think that was important to portray this as a problem that no longer existed. The Trump administration has released roughly 470,000 files that were captured in the Abbottabad raid. Only a few hundred were released under the Obama administration, despite one's official description of the haul was enough to fill a small cottage library. When Callimachi was covering West Africa in 2011, the Obama administration officials and others told her that Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb what they said is that they had just taken over the northern half of Mali, which was not really connected to Al-Qaeda. The narrative was it had opportunistically taken the Al-Qaeda name in order to have prestige and scare people. That in fact, those people were just savages. In 2013, after Al-Qaeda had been cleared from the area, Callimachi began sorting through thousands of files that had been left in the city of Timbuktu. She discovered evidence that central Al-Qaeda commanders were actually micromanaging the Malians who the Obama administration had said had no ties with Al-Qaeda. Suddenly, my worldview, which was informed by officials, started to fall apart, she said. Suddenly, I was seeing this group that I was really told had no ties, with no connection, was in fact being micromanaged by Al-Qaeda Central. In other words, no, Al-Qaeda wasn't on the run. Yes, Osama bin Laden was dead. But as far as the correspondents covering the actual story, no. They were misled by our president, who said that bin Laden was dead and Osama and Al-Qaeda was on the run. As it turns out, Al Qaeda wasn't on the run. They were doing just fine, thanks. This is the Wells Report.
All right, man. Sounding good? So is it you and Lee Phillip Brown there?
All
All right, we're back in 1 minute.
righty then.
So let me know if there's ever anything else I can do to help y'all out, man.
You know, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Well, I'm here if y'all need me. If y'all need me to do anything.
You know, I sure appreciate it, my friend.
No sweat. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, man, you're doing great. Just hang in there. We're getting our crap together. We'll get better as time goes by.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely.
What?
All right, back in 10 seconds.
10 dang seconds.
Yes, sir.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our Thanksgiving Spectacular for 2017 is coming up in mere moments. At the beginning of next hour, say about 34 minutes from right now or so, somewhere in that vicinity, we will be discussing Thanksgiving. So join us. Write this number down, 844-927-6691. That will get you through to Big Mike Hawkins, who is in the Phoenix studio waiting for your telephone call. All right? And so President Obama, at the end of his first term, used the slang or used the propaganda or use the campaign slogan, Osama bin Laden is dead and Al-Qaeda is on the run. But Al-Qaeda wasn't on the run. New bin Laden documents make it clear there was intelligence politicization during the 2012 campaign. And that is a terrible, terrible thing. When you take intelligence of any kind and what you do is you cook it for political reasons, you court disaster. You court disaster. It is without doubt the worst possible thing to do. Because there are a lot of people out there that are trying to badly damage your nation, badly damage your nation's future. With that, the future of your children, your posterity, in fact. What happens is that indeed, when you will take intelligence and turn it into politics, you look through the facts, or what is as close to the fact as possible. You look through the facts to see what you wish to see. And then what you end up doing is you go off fully loaded but half cocked. And you make deeply wrong decisions. We've made wrong decisions about Al-Qaeda before. In 1993, we discussed that, hey, it wasn't really that big a deal. That bombing in the parking lot of the World Trade Center at the time, a few people got some bad smoke inhalation marks on their faces, but really no big deal. But what that did is it told the leaders of Al-Qaeda for the second time that Americans would not respond. And so they gave us 9/11. I mean, is that, in retrospect, perhaps one of the greatest mistakes in the history of governance? 3,000 people dead. And what we did is not only did we politicize the intelligence, we could not believe that we were actually under attack. But we were, and we still are. The President of the United States said, yep, according to intelligence being gathered at the time, Osama bin Laden is dead. He lost control of his group. Al-Qaeda was on the run. And what ended up happening is that we suffered greatly for it. The question is this: did this particular slogan have an effect on the 2012 presidential election? Most people said yes. The president, deservedly so, got a lot of real kudos and a lot of real thank yous from a lot of very happy people that Osama bin Laden was indeed a dead man. But decisions were made, military ones, that would cost Iraq and cost the United States dearly. All of those Iraqi cities, the Marine Corps had fought for, were given right back to the people they fought. And so they had to do it again. The Obama administration misled us on Al-Qaeda. Would it have made a difference in the election? Don't know. Probably not. but I know it made a lot of difference to a lot of leathernecks I know.
Alrighty.
Well, alrighty then. What?
Yeah, man, I got a MacBook Pro too, and I got an iMac at home, but I'm not a fan of Windows either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I gave up on Windows. Decided that I had had enough, and that I was just not going to. I was just not going to put up with it anymore. I bought an honest to God. I bought a Dell Precision 6300 workstation. It was this answer to a maiden's prayer, unbelievably powerful laptop.
Yeah.
One of the most powerful laptops ever created. And it really didn't get out of the way of the Windows 98 second edition little mini notebook that a buddy gave to me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't operate that fast. It wouldn't compute as well.
Yeah, man. I think they got to do something with their operating system, man. Like, people want to just turn it on and have it, be able to do what they need to do. Yeah, they're going to have to make some changes.
Well, and they haven't they haven't really fixed it. I mean, from a standpoint of, like, I put 16 gigs of RAM into that Precision workstation. I maxed it, and then I ran Windows 7 Pro 64-bit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wow.
It just didn't work. And so what I said was, I've got it sitting. It's just sitting in my studio at home. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I don't know that I can use it for anything.
Yeah, we got a couple Windows machines around here that we just use for, like, edits and audio and stuff.
Yeah.
But really, most of our computers that do all this radio stuff are Linux, running Linux.
That's because of David.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell you what, it's very dependable and very stable.
And I think that, there's just no excuse. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, we've been doing the Computer Pantheon now since 1984 for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, come on. It's been almost 40 years.
Yeah. It's definitely a big difference. Like, it's definitely worth the extra money to buy an Apple.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of creepy at first because it's doing some thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, your computer is thinking along with you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not really a problem unless you get other Apple goodies thinking with each other.
I got you.
Then it's a little creepy because I mean, it's like, okay, what are you doing? Because I got a laptop.
Here we go.
Go ahead. This is the Wells Report on the day before Thanksgiving, 2017. The Thanksgiving Spectacular coming up in just about, I don't know. Let's see, 34 comes carry the twos. What is it? We have 22 minutes? 32 minutes? 32 minutes. 32 minutes. The Wells Report's Thanksgiving 2017 USA survey. Was that just not the right number? It is. Yeah. See? Already my brilliant executive producer has begun to zero in on the fact that this man can't do arithmetic. And, you know, it's like, it's just one of those things. Telephone number is 844-927-6691. My question, and by the way, I'm printing off those rundowns right now. The question that I have for you is why? Why does the VA medical system still exist? 844-927-6691. 844-927-6691. Why in the United States does the VA medical system still exist? Do you have an answer? I do not. In my travels, I have come to know countless people whom I consider to be heroes. They are veterans of our United States military, people who served in wartime and peacetime, people who put their names on the line, put their lives on the line with those names and their signatures, and said that I will defend this nation from all enemies, foreign and domestic. The nobility in that is, without doubt, it just stands for itself. It's breathtaking. But what happened is that after they served, we promised them that we would take care of their medical needs. And what we have done is not take care of their medical needs. In fact, what we have done is we have killed them by the bushel baskets full in trying to take care of their medical needs. The Inspector General of the Veterans Administration went through all the records he could, or she could, and discovered that 307,000 United States veterans, 307,000 United States veterans died waiting for medical care from the VA medical system. 307,000 veterans dead. More veterans than died in World War I, in Vietnam, Korea, and the Revolutionary War combined. Slightly less than 100,000 less than died in World War II. $307,000 United States veterans dead. A new government watchdog group has found the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs facility in Denver violated policy by keeping improper wait lists to track mental health care that veterans received. Investigators with the VA Office of the Inspector General confirmed whistleblower and former VA employee Brian Smothers' claims that the staff kept unauthorized lists instead of using the department's official wait list system. That made it impossible to know if veterans who needed referrals for group therapy and other mental health care were getting timely assistance. The internal investigation also criticized record keeping in PTSD cases at the VA's facility in Colorado Springs. Patients there often went longer than the department's stated goals of getting an initial consult within a week and treatment within 30 days. Investigators found in one case a veteran killed himself 13 days after contacting the clinic which was supposed to see him within a week. I was nearly brought to tears behind this microphone approximately a year ago when I reported the story of an Arizona veteran who had been run through the VA mill for over a year, chasing down an attempt to try to get into a PTSD clinic. One in Topeka, Kansas, that by strange coincidence saved the life of one of my closest friends. He had run through the mill for over a year. He finally walked into the VA medical system in Phoenix, Arizona. Sat there as long as he could, filled out as many forms as he could stand. Finally, I think saw a doctor who said, "There's nothing wrong with you that we can treat right now." And he said, "Okay." Went out into the parking lot and blew his brains out. Why is there a VA medical system? Why is it still in operation? (844-927-6691). Can anything be done to save the VA medical system? The answer is no. When Senator Barack Obama was the senator for the state of Illinois, he excoriated the George W. Bush administration for the horrifying shape that he found Walter Reed Army Hospital in Washington, D.C. The hospital was in a shambles. The President of the United States is the commander-in-chief. The commander-in-chief has responsibility for the VA medical system. And Senator Barack Obama sure let President George W. Bush know about it, but magically was able to serve an 8-year presidency with the exact same statistics I just gave you as a part of the narrative of that presidency, and nobody connected the two in any way, shape, or form. President Trump, I know, is working on it. That's why we have this new watchdog panel that now give us this terrifying list of people who are still suffering. There's nothing worse than the stories that happen day after day after day of military veterans killing themselves because the pain is too much, either physical or mental. Sadly, the stories continue to pile up. Veterans returning to the U.S. after fighting in the jungles of Vietnam a half-century ago may be dying from a silent bullet, a slow-killing parasite living in the men decades after the war. Liver flukes. You probably studied them in Biology 1 in high school. Liver flukes are parasites that infect a human when raw or undercooked fish is eaten. They are being investigated as the cause of a rare bile duct cancer among veterans who served in the Vietnam War. It could take years for symptoms to show up, but when they do, the host is left with tremendous pain and only a few months left to live. The Department of Veterans Affairs this spring commissioned a small pilot study to look into the link between liver flukes and the cancer. More than 20% of the 50 blood samples submitted to the study came back positive. More than 20% of 50 blood samples submitted to the study came back positive or bordering positive for liver fluke antibodies, said Sung Tae Hong, the tropical medicine specialist who carried out the tests at the Seoul National University in South Korea. Gary Wiggins, who served in Vietnam from 1968 to 1969, agreed to take part in the study even though he didn't have any symptoms. The 69-year-old said he had already lost friends to the disease to his surprise. Liver fluke antibodies were detected inside him. Further tests showed 2 cysts on his bile duct. Could indeed develop into cancer known as cholangiocarcinoma. The cysts were removed. Wiggins is alive. He's doing well, in fact. Northport VA Medical Center spokesman Christopher Goodman told the Associated Press that everybody who tested positive for the antibodies was notified. How terribly reassuring. Goodman would not comment on the findings. The parasites infect 25 million people worldwide, mostly in Asia. It's very uncommon among Americans unless you fought in Vietnam. I wonder how many American veterans went to the VA medical system, said, man, I'm having a terrible time. I feel awful, and I'm in a great deal of pain. Well, you have cholangiocarcinoma. How many years did it take before people realized that United States veterans plus Vietnam plus cholangiocarcinoma equaled liver flukes, a parasite being infested in these men's livers? How many years did it take before someone connected the flippin' dots? Secret waiting lists for men who have shown a startling willingness to end their lives based on mental pain from PTSD or physical pain from medical conditions untreated. More secret waiting lists. This is what the government does when it seeks to operate a medical system. When the government is involved, what is the most important thing? When the government is involved in anything, what's the most important thing? When the private sector is involved in medicine, what's the most important thing? Making money, right? In a nonprofit circumstance, the most important thing is patient care, right? Well, that and bonuses. But when you're running a medical system as a part of the United States government, what's the most important thing there? What's the most important thing? Do you know? As a matter of fact, what's the most important thing when the government runs anything? You're listening to the Wells Report. We'll answer that question next on the USA Radio Network.
All right.
All righty.
All right, you got about 3.5, man. I'm gonna run to the restroom. Be right back.
3.5. Run to the restroom. Ice, not the snare if. Can I get a copy of the rundown? I was well on my way. Thank you, sir. I was well on the way to getting us a copy of this when I had to take care of general manager stuff. See, I'm a very important person. Very important. Okay, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this. Angel Wings. Yes, ma'am. Stephen, hello. Angel Wingies, how are you? Angel Wings, do I know you? 100 meg drive used to run the operating system and software, but the operating system now takes way more than that. And woe be it to him that gets the special music they used to play when JD was doing math. Yes. Yes, Yakety Sax by Boots Randolph. Yeah.
All right, we're back in 45 seconds.
45 damn seconds.
Yeah.
How's it sounding to you?
Sounding great.
Have you been able to follow everything I was saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Cool.
My mom used to work at Pfizer, so
yes,
I know a little bit about this stuff.
Yes, sir. All I have to do now is figure out how to get myself on TalkStream Live.
Oh, okay.
I started showing up in the evenings, but it's hard. Okay. It's hard to get on. It's hard to get aboard. It's not easy.
Here we go.
Okay. You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is, again, 844-927-6691. 844-927-6691. When the government of the United States takes over any project having to do with the society, the people of the society stop being the priority. the priority becomes the government. The priority becomes the bureaucracy involved in administrating the actual task, as opposed to the actual task. This is not something that you blame government workers for. That's not something that is, you say, well, these ridiculous government workers, it's their fault. And I suppose if you believed that the government of the United States should depend on people who do not follow human nature, I suppose you could make a case for that. Well, one of the things about human nature and about this country is that this country is based on human nature. The human nature of despots to want to oppress, tyrants, to exert their power over people. When people get into the United States government, they believe that, I've got a great job, I can't possibly get fired. Both are true. Especially now, it was hard to get fired from a civil service job, but now that there are unions representing government workers in the United States, what used to be the civil service, now that there are unions, it's twice as bad. Strangely enough, we pay about twice as much to every single U.S. government worker. Most get paid well into the six figures, and yet we get less out of them. Well, it's because those jobs are very important. And suddenly, keeping your job becomes more important than doing your task. Friendships with your supervisors and friendships with your coworkers become more important than patient care in the VA medical system or anything else. People are not motivated to do work because they get paid the same amount of money whether they work hard or whether they don't work hard. They can't lose their jobs. They get paid the same whether they do well or not. That is a recipe for, right, socialist disaster. And that is exactly what we have with the VA medical system. I don't know how many people have been fired by the VA medical system since Donald Trump became the president. I know that one person was fired. And one, I guess, secretary of the VA was fired. General Shinseki was fired. So 2 people. How many people have been fired since all of this came down? No one. Why? Because it defends itself very well, this bureaucracy of this American government. Can it be saved? No. So how do we keep it from killing our veterans? You get rid of it. That's how. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is the USA Radio Network.
All righty, sir. We got about 6 minutes. Well, you got 7, but I'm always tell Wayne 6, so he'll be back in time.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'm here, man, if you need me.
All right, brother. Thank you. All righty then.
are back in 1 minute. All right, back in 30 seconds.
Hello.
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 All right, coming back in about 15 seconds.
15 seconds then. See, I made it.
Oh, yeah.
North to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Welcome to today's broadcast. We are coming to you the day before Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving. And I want to know two things. What are you thankful for? And what should we be thankful for? Telephone number is 844-927-6691. Call us on the phone immediately, 844-927-6691. Coming up, we have the official, right here, the official USA Thanksgiving survey. See this? Did I print you a copy of this? I didn't print you a copy of this. You got it. Are you one of those people that just refuses to kill trees at a proper number and account for per year? Is that one of you? You just don't want a piece of paper that you have to feel guilty about, do you? Wow. Well, you've got to take the survey anyway. Okay, so you're going to be the first victim of the survey to begin with. All right, so that's going to be coming up a little bit later on. But first, what are you thankful for this year? What should we, the people, be thankful for this year? 844-927-6691. I can tell you that this is the content we have set aside for this hour. Now, please understand, we have the official USA Thanksgiving survey for the next half hour. But this half hour, what are you thankful for and what should we, the people, be thankful for? I know you're out there. I can hear you eating. So join us at 844-927-6691. What are you thankful for this year? What are we, the people, thankful? What should we, the people, be thankful for this year? 844-927-6691. What am I thankful for this year? There's so much to be thankful for. I'll be honest with you. This has been one of the best years of my professional life. It didn't start out well. It started out by having doors close at a company that I truly adore. I was working for Salem Communications, Salem Media, and I found that I had gone as far with that company as I was going to, that any door for upward mobility was closed, and that I could take that or leave it. It was at about that same time that a dear friend of mine showed up and offered me the chance of a lifetime. That chance of a lifetime would be to become the general manager of 1160 AM, AM 1160, KBDT. And he would also give me a national radio broadcast on the USA Radio Network. Fred Weinberg was the guy. And if I am able to finish my career with the success that he envisions for me, I will never be able to be thankful enough to that man or this network. And more importantly, and most importantly, you, the people who listen to this broadcast every day. I am thankful for you. Because you make the work we do on the Wells Report possible. If you were not there, we would not be here. I am not sure who would be out there doing what we do, which is to tell the truth every day. And without that knowledge, I don't know what I would have done. I mean, I wasn't concerned about my future because I've learned a long time ago that this is a wonderful way of making a living. Because I don't have to stand out in the noonday sun or pave roads or do many things that are much more difficult, physically at least. Believe me, the mental gymnastics necessary to do what we do every day is considerable. When I leave, I am a tired guy, mentally. There's a lot going on to do this broadcast. Professionally, it has been amazing. Personally, it has been even more amazing. My friendships, new ones and old, have ripened and become the most beautiful of sweet fruit. It was this year that I discovered that I was married to the unicorn. The sweetest, most wonderful woman on earth. And she's my wife. I discovered that there were friends out there that mean the world to me. One in particular. He was taking a shower and felt something very strange in his chest. We would find out later that it was a thickening in one of his cardiac arteries. That then ended up bleeding and closing off that artery and the blood supply to the heart downstream from it. He would become dizzy and he would become sick and he would have a great deal of pain. And he would tell his wife, just give me a few minutes and I'll be okay. If she had given him those minutes, we would have lost him. She, instead of giving him a few minutes, called 911. The ambulance showed up immediately. They took him immediately to the hospital. They looked over what was happening. But as they brought him into the emergency room, as they took him out of the ambulance and took him into the room, as he crossed the threshold, his heart stopped. The paramedics knew it immediately. Out came the paddles. Boom. They hit him once. No effect. Boom. They hit him again. No effect. Boom. They hit him again. His heart started. He regained consciousness. He sat up and said, "Oh my God." And then said, "Help me, I have to throw up." They took him into a surgical suite. They did a cardiac cath. They found the closed off blood vessel. They opened it back up. He was asleep for 2 days. The man's name was Jesse Hankins. Still is, thankfully. I met Jesse in 1973. We have been friends ever since. We have raced cars together. We have loved each other's company forever. Kept track of each other's lives forever. So I'm thankful to the paramedics. I'm thankful to Barbara Hankins for saving my best friend's life. Thankful to all of my friends. Because without them, it is a lonely and desolate place. So that's what I'm thankful for in small part. I'm thankful for the fact that my son Colton has started college. I'm thankful for the fact that we are able to live a very comfortable and very sweet life. I am very thankful that my youngest son from my first family, Mitchell, got married to the breathtaking and sweet Brittany Vandershagen, now Brittany Wells. I'm glad to meet her parents. We came together like old friends. It will be nice to actually live long enough with them to be old friends. I'm thankful for the sons of that family, the older two who showed up. I'm thankful to God for giving me my Corey back. I'm thankful for Corey for giving me my Corey back. So many things to be thankful for. That's my story. What's yours? 844-927-6691. 844-927-6691. What should we, the people, be thankful for? That's coming up in just a couple of moments. But I'm interested in what you are thankful for this year. Share your Thanksgiving message with all of us. 844-927-6691, 844-927-6691. You are listening to The Wells Report on the USA Radio Network.
So you used to work at Salem?
Yes.
I know they were like one of our competitors or something.
Yep.
I've always heard about them.
They are wonderful. It is a fantastic company.
I always heard that it's like I know that we've gotten hosts that worked with us and they used to work with them. Like we've kind of switched back a lot. Like remember we had one guy named Steve Dace who went back to
Yes.
Denver. Yeah, I ran his show for a while.
Yep.
We had him, and then he came from there or went back to there or something. And seems like we're always doing a lot of exchanging with them or something.
Well, I mean, it's a smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller business every year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's terrible. And it's truly terrible. And I don't know what it's going to take to be able to get it fixed. But it is going to require that professional broadcasters stand together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully hopefully new stuff will happen for you now that you're with us.
Well, I hope so. That would be very nice. You know, that would be very, very nice indeed.
We all want to see everything work out, man, because, you know, me and my friend Trevino, who works here with us, we've been with the company, like, even back when the Bates owned it and when the company went through all the trouble and then we went to move to North Carolina, then moved back here. So we've seen the company go through trouble and get bought by new people and then sold again. And so now we're hopeful that everything will, you know, get better because we've seen those dark days.
Well, and I was talking about that today. I was talking about that today with someone, and I said, at the end of the Declaration of Independence, the people who wrote the Declaration, the people who signed it,
yeah,
they said something to each other at the end. And I want to read it to you.
Okay.
Because it's important. Let me get to, here we go. Hold on. I'm getting it. Oh, here we go. And
we're good. Just saying we got 30 seconds.
Okay. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Mutually pledge to each other.
Wow.
Those of us that work with the USA Radio Network on any level,
yeah,
must mutually pledge to each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Our very best work, or we're going to lose it. You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. This is the day before Thanksgiving. Please join us. Please join us and spend time with us. Tell us what you are thankful for. Call us on the phone. Our telephone number is 844-927-6691. Join us and tell us what you are thankful for. Tell us what we, the people, should be thankful for. I've told you what I was thankful for. What we, the people of the United States of America, should be thankful for is that we live in the United States of America. We live in a place where people who believe that they are smarter than everyone else in the room or in the city or in the county or state or country did not tell us who our president would be. In other words, we told them this time around. Regardless of whether or not you believe in President Trump or not, that's moot. The simple case of the matter is that the people of the United States made that decision. It wasn't made for us by a leftist, power-grabbing mainstream media. It was a presidency not handed to us by a group of people who truly do believe that they're smarter than anyone else on the planet, including the voters of the United States. They are called progressives. They exist on both sides of the political spectrum. On the right side of the political spectrum, they're called never-Trumpers. On the left side of the political spectrum, they're called progressives. But on either side of the political spectrum, progressives are detrimental and a threat to the republic that you and I have been raised in and, God willing, will die in. We, the people of America, should be thankful that our votes counted one more time. Because I can foresee a time if we don't get our crap together in a big hurry. And the window, by the way, is closing. If we don't get our crap together in a big hurry, our votes will mean nothing. The only votes that will matter will be the votes of the glitterati, the culturati, the power elite, the mainstream media. They have tried to steal our elections for years. That is what we should be thankful for. That the people of the United States could see a huge problem foisted upon us by power brokers, kingmakers, those who believe themselves to be far, far greater than us. And we took that power away from them. We will indeed have to do it again in very short order. And we will have to do it again. And we will have to recognize how we got here in the first place. We will recognize that what Ronald Reagan said was absolutely true. We are never more than one generation away from losing the greatest nation on earth. And we got perilously closer than a generation in 2016. Again, it's not so much the politics. It's the way the politics was executed. We almost lost this nation. Not necessarily because a progressive socialist would have been elected in place of a Republican populist. That's not the issue. But because our vote would not have counted, the only counting votes would be that of the progressive left and right, the mainstream media, and those who believe themselves to be better than we the people. That would be a short-term bargain because we the people are kind of steadfast and sort of persnickety when it comes to people trying to take away our freedoms and liberties. But they got very close to doing it. And we showed up just in time. I'm thankful for that. This is the Wells Report on the USA Radio Network.
All right. Yeah, man. The
I'm trying to make sense. And I have a large white hair growing out of my nostril. And I'm trying to get rid of it. There. Look at that damn thing. You do realize, of course, that we're going to have you come home. That you and I, back in the day when I was young and alive, I played shortstop and second base. I looked at second base like more than most shortstops do. Until I started playing. I did too. Because there was so much pressure on Jordan. I mean, it wasn't so much. It was like you had to make really hard throws. I mean, that one from short left, get somebody to play. That's a pitch. That's a throw. I think that's like right field to third. Right field. Yeah, it's like right field to third. I mean, that is you got to gun them down in that thing. And my God, I actually had to do it a few times. He was on first base. I went out there, got it. You know when you throw it really, really hard, you have to do this. You know, because you got to shoot across the ball. So I did. I threw it out there and it came back. That's it goes. Pop that.
Alrighty, we are back in about a minute, just over a minute.
Oh yeah. I'd rather play old man baseball. You're gonna have to come in. You sure? Okay. Cool. Good. I'm back.
All right. We got about 30 seconds.
Okay. Now be ready to come on mic, Mike.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to give you this. I'm going to have to give you this official USA Thanksgiving survey.
Okay. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. Okay. You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. The executive producer of this broadcast is the Philip Brown. Now, the Philip currently is trying to figure out exactly, it's this one right here. This one right there, yeah. Yeah, he's trying to figure out just exactly how to turn up his volume or actually turn it down because he still has ears. Apparently, that was rather loud. Is that what you're saying there, big man?
Yeah, it's incredibly loud.
It's incredibly loud? Yeah. Would you tap on that microphone for me? No? Okay, hang on a second. Tap on it now. There you go. All right. So the reason you're in here,
Yeah. Jeez.
what are you? What do you need? Vitamins or something?
I don't know.
That is the shortest. That is the shortest set. That's the shortest cord on any headphone set I've ever seen in my life.
Well, we're working on it.
Okay. All right. So here's the situation. On major holidays, I typically put together an official survey so that we have some idea of what the holiday looks like, either in the city in which I live or in the nation in which I live. And because this is indeed a, do you want that louder or softer?
I want it softer. It's
You want
fine.
it softer. How
yeah.
about that?
Okay, we're good.
Okay. So the official USA Thanksgiving survey is nationwide because the show is now nationwide.
It would make sense.
Thank you very much. You know, if you could tilt that microphone back a little bit, it would sound better.
How about like that?
Keep going. Keep tilting
There?
back. No, tilt it back.
There?
That's it. Well, no, if you the little knob on the side there. No, the other side. No, that keep going right there on the side. Follow the mic stand down to that
Oh,
little
so
knob
gotcha.
right
All right.
there. Loosen it and then sort of pull the bird cage up and yeah,
There we go.
it's closer.
All right.
All right, so this is the official USA Thanksgiving survey. We need you to join us at 844-927-6691, 844-927-6691. Arguably, we'd like everyone from every quadrant in the country to please join us. So we need one from the Northeast. We have listeners in Massachusetts. We need one from the Southeast. We have listeners where in Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah, let's do it. Go Georgia Tech.
Okay, yeah. So here we
To
go.
hell with Georgia.
The official USA Thanksgiving survey, and the first person to take it will be the Philip Brown.
All right, let's do it.
Baked turkey, barbecued turkey, or deep fried turkey?
This is an easy question. It's fried. Fried turkey.
Deep fried turkey.
Yep.
Deep fried turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Traditional dressing, cornbread dressing, or some kind of icky seafood dressing?
I believe you're talking about oyster dressing. Give me cornbread.
Cornbread dressing.
Yep.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
get this right. So deep fried turkey,
Yeah.
cornbread dressing. Casual clothes, dresses and jackets, or Sunday best?
We'll go with the middle one.
Dresses and jackets.
Sure.
Name three real but unconventional side dishes.
Collard greens.
Collard greens, which are great, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big side dish guy, so we'll go sweet potatoes.
No, that's a normal one. You got to come up with something else.
I don't know. Well,
Baked
cranberries.
ziti has been used before.
I don't even know what. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever had it. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm pretty simple. All I eat is
Collard greens.
yeah, we'll do 3 helpings of collard greens. Is that okay?
3 helpings of collard greens.
Yeah.
3 helpings. of collard greens. Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a big adventurous
Jeez.
food person.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I saw him eat a hamburger the other day.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything on it.
That's
It was
right.
just a bun and a burger.
I don't need anything
Bun
taking
and burger.
I need
No
nothing
mayo.
taking away from the meaty flavor. All right.
No
sir?
ketchup.
Nope.
No lettuce. No
Yeah.
onion. No tomato.
I'll do some fried onions every now and again and some bacon.
Okay, here we go. Question 5.
Yeah.
Pies, cobbler, or something else?
We'll go pies.
Pies. Beer, wine, or mixed drinks?
It depends on what the
Beer, wine, or mixed drinks?
depends on what the beer is. So I'll go.
It's
I'll go
the beer
wine.
that you would be picking,
Oh.
obviously. So
Okay, so no, I'm not even going to say anything disparaging about someone who might be an advertiser. So we'll go. We'll go beer. Why not?
beer.
Or wine, or sometimes a mixed drink.
You're not helping.
It just depends on my mood.
844-927-6691. Call us on the phone right this very minute. I'll be very upset if you don't.
Right.
6B. Do the kids get wine?
If they're old enough to have wine, then sure.
No, I'm not talking about, I'm saying the kids.
Like, what do you mean?
In
Like-
other words, like, 10, 11, 12, do they get a little wine glass with a little bit of wine with dinner?
Sure, I'll say yes.
Okay, yes.
My name is Phil Brown, and I I am helping with the delinquency of minors.
You're not doing anything of the kind.
Oh, okay.
Which of your guests will screw things up?
Probably me.
What will happen?
I don't know. Just, we'll probably start ragging on the Cowboys or football or something.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
do we watch the NFL football games on Thanksgiving? Yes or no?
If it were up to me, probably not. Actually, definitely not, because I don't watch the NFL. But I will say yes, because everywhere I go, forced to watch it.
Will the inevitable discussion of President Trump end up with A, good-natured backslapping all around, B, people stomping off in their own petulant snits, or C, a frantic 911 call?
I'll say, what was A? Backslapping?
Good-natured backslapping all around.
Well, I live in Texas, so I'll say good-natured backslapping. I'll just probably tune out, check out of the conversation.
Name the best balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's our last question. Name the best balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Whichever one the last one is, so that way it's over.
The last one.
Yeah.
The last one.
The last balloon.
You watch it every year and you hate it every year, don't you?
I don't ever watch it, so no.
Okay, so you don't know. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. That is our first victim of the survey.
Thanks for you're all welcome for me being such a positive ray of sunshine.
Go back to your room. Be good. Unplug now. Get a longer cord. Our telephone number is 844-927-6691. Jeff in Salina, thanks very much for joining us. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm back again. I had to jump in on this one.
You got to jump in on this one. You've heard this before. All right, so here we go.
No, it's the first time.
This is the first time you've done this? Okay, all right. The official USA Thanksgiving turkey, baked turkey, barbecued turkey, or deep fried turkey?
One grilled with pineapple, the other deep fried Cajun.
No, you got to pick one. It's so if you're saying barbecued, that's the first one you said.
Every year.
You grill one with pineapple.
Yeah, grilled.
Traditional dressing, cornbread dressing, or some other kind of icky seafood dressing?
We're doing both this year, cornbread and traditional.
Pick one.
Traditional.
Okay. Casual clothes, dresses and jackets, or Sunday best?
Casual.
Okay. Name 3 real but unconventional side dishes.
Cranberries is out. Sweet taters is out. Mashed potatoes.
Well, mashed potatoes is conventional.
Corn.
I tell you what, just name one. Name one real but unconventional side dish.
Green bean casserole with them crunchy onions on top.
Green bean casserole became a classic in our lifetime. I mean, it really did, because I love it. That's really good. Okay, here we go. Pies, cobbler, or something else?
Pies.
6A, beer, wine, or mixed drinks?
All three.
No, pick one.
Mixed.
Okay. 6B, do the kids get wine?
Don't have any.
Do the kids get wine?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Which one of your guests will screw things up?
My oldest son.
What will he do?
He wants to shoot guns, so he's probably going to mess something up in the back here.
Do we watch
not another person.
Do we watch the NFL football games?
No.
No. Will the inevitable discussion of President Trump end with A, good-natured backslapping all around, B, people stomping off in their own petulant snits, or C, a frantic 911 call?
Oh, excellent backslapping. Yeah.
Okay. Finally, name the best balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Snoopy.
All right, Jeff. Thanks very much, buddy. Thanks very much. I appreciate you. I'm sorry. What did you say? What did you say? Oh, he hung up already. Okay. Let's get to Rick in Capel, also listening to KBDT in Dallas. Thanks for joining us, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, sir.
Baked turkey, barbecued turkey, or deep fried turkey?
Fried.
Fried turkey. Traditional dressing, cornbread dressing, or some other kind of icky seafood dressing?
Traditional.
Okay. Casual clothes, dresses and jackets, or Sunday best?
Dresses and jackets.
Okay. Name one real but unconventional side dish.
My family's from Miami, so Cuban fried bananas, tostones, called tostones.
Cuban fried bananas.
Yep, tostones. They're
What are
great.
they? Say it slower.
Tostones.
Tostones.
T-O stone.
Tostones.
Yeah, the T-O
Yeah.
and it's stone.
All right, got it.
T-O-S-T-O-N-E-S.
Tostones. Okay, I got it. All right. Pies, cobbler, or something else?
Ooh, cobbler.
Yeah, me too. I'm a cobbler guy. Beer, wine, or mixed drinks?
For me, mixed drinks.
Okay. Do the kids get wine? Yes or no?
My sister's involved, so I'm going to say yes.
Let's see. Which of your guests will screw things up?
My father.
Your father. What will he do?
He'll inevitably start an argument about something, and people. It's going to lead to your next question in the survey.
No, the next question is, do we watch the NFL football games? Yes or no?
Oh, hell no. No, sir.
Okay. Will the inevitable discussion of President Trump end with A, good-natured backslapping all around, B, people stomping off in their own petulant snits, C, a frantic 911 call?
Mostly good-natured backslapping.
Okay.
There'll be a little bit of petulance with certain
Okay.
people.
Okay. Name the best balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Garfield.
Garfield. Cool. All right, my friend. Thank you very much. You have done
Appreciate it,
well.
sir.
Thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving, my friend. I appreciate it. All right. So 844-927-6691. 844-927-6691. Join us on the phone. We need you to give us your portion of the official USA Thanksgiving survey. Mike Hawkins, our technical producer in Phoenix. You there? Mike.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Everybody can hear you, right?
Yep, they can hear me.
Okay, here we go. Baked turkey, barbecued turkey, or deep fried turkey?
Deep fried turkey.
Deep fried turkey. Leader in the clubhouse. Traditional dressing, cornbread dressing, or some other kind of icky seafood dressing?
Traditional dressing.
Traditional dressing, also leader in the clubhouse. Casual clothes, dresses and jackets, or Sunday best?
Casual.
Tied with dresses and jackets. Name one real but unconventional side dish.
Cheesy hash brown casserole.
Wow, that's a good one.
Okay.
Cheesy hash brown casserole. That one I have not heard before.
Well, I had a minute to think about it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Pies, cobbler, or something else?
Cobbler.
Me too. Tied with pies. Beer, wine, or mixed drinks?
Beer.
Beer.
Yeah.
Tied with mixed drinks. Do the kids get wine? Yes or no?
Maybe a sip.
Yeah.
Maybe a sip.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Which of your guests will screw things up?
A crazy uncle.
What will he do?
Yeah, probably bring up something that's touchy, like politics or something.
Do we watch the NFL games? Yes or no? Hurry.
Yes.
Will the inevitable discussion of President Trump end with good-natured backslapping all around, people stomping off in their own petulant snits, or a frantic 911 call?
Back slaps for the most part.
Okay. And the best balloon in Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is?
I don't really know that many, so I'm going to go with what the previous caller says, Snoopy.
Snoopy. All right, my friend, answer that phone call, and we will take that call when we come back. It is the official USA Thanksgiving survey. Give me a little more music, please. Thank you very much. It is the official USA Thanksgiving survey. So we want you to take part in this. Please answer the 10 questions. We will appreciate it if you do. This is the Wells Report on the day before Thanksgiving on the USA Radio Network.
All right. Hey, that was good right there, man.
You like that?
Oh yeah, that was very good.
I'm glad you like that.
Yeah, I don't know how I probably didn't do too good because I don't.
No,
usually
you're
talk on
fine.
radio.
No, you're doing fine, man. You're doing
All right,
fine.
cool. All right. Yeah. But yeah, that was good radio right there, man.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it.
We may have to use that on the. I don't know. It's like the day we can probably use that on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, the official Thanksgiving survey.
At least you're talking about Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving.
Yes. And this is kind of I mean, it's kind of artificial, but it's good, you know?
Yeah. I was surprised that, like, I was trying to think. I heard you asking them the questions. I was trying to think of a non-traditional dish, but I thought maybe mine was traditional. I didn't know.
No, not at all, as a matter of fact.
I was gonna, if I didn't say that, I was gonna say broccoli rice and cheesy broccoli rice, but
That's another good one.
yeah. See, I kind of cheated because I had a little bit of, I knew the questions a little bit ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
So I heard you asking. So yeah, okay, Debbie, she said she's gonna hang on until we come back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we got to hurry here. We got to make this work.
Oh, that's right. Yes, sir. Okay.
Oops.
Oh, got another one. I'm gonna tell this caller just to hang on, but we might not be able to get to him.
Yeah, that's good.
We're back in 1 minute, man.
1 damn minute, man. Oops. 8 4 4 9 2 7 6 6 9 1.
Second caller hung up.
Bastard.
Yeah. Well, it's their loss.
Yes.
Their loss.
All right.
20 seconds.
Any hints on how to get a good signal? Yes, exactly.
All right, here we go. Back in 10.
Okay. You are listening to the Wells Report. This is the official USA Thanksgiving survey. Call us at 844-927-6691. Trying to get a picture of just exactly what people like around America. We've got a call from the Southwest at this particular moment. Let us welcome to the air Ms. Debbie, listening on KXKQ 1230 AM in Stafford, Arizona. Thanks for listening and thanks for joining us, Debbie.
Hello,
Hi, you ready?
I'm ready.
Baked turkey, barbecued turkey, or deep fried turkey?
Baked.
Baked turkey, our first baked turkey. Traditional dressing, cornbread dressing, or some other kind of icky seafood dressing?
Traditional.
Traditional. Casual clothes, dresses and jackets, or Sunday best?
Casual.
Casual clothes. Name one real but unconventional side dish.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. I was wondering if somebody was going to say that. Pies, cobbler, or something else?
Pies.
Pies. Beer, wine, or mixed drinks?
Beer.
Beer. Do the kids get wine? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. Which of your guests will screw things up?
Probably my little one.
Your little one. What will he or she
Yes.
do?
She will probably not sit still, and everybody else will be sitting eating, and I'll have to be constantly saying, sit down, come back to the table, blah, blah, blah. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
What do we watch the NFL football games?
Normally, yes. This year, no.
This year, no. Will the inevitable
This year,
discussion
no.
of
This
president?
year, hell no.
Oh, hell no, right. Will the inevitable discussion
This
of
year, the
president
hell no, yeah.
will the inevitable
Um,
discussion of President Trump end with A, good-natured backslapping all around, B, people stomping off in their own petulant snits, C, a frantic 911 call?
I'm going to go A, hopefully.
Name the best balloon in Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I'm going to second on the Snoopy, or anything that's the Peanuts, the Charlie Brown, Snoopy, anything like that.
Snoopy. So you got to name one of them because I think there's a Charlie Brown.
I'm going to say Charlie Brown. I haven't
Charlie-
watched it for so long, I don't know what's in there, but.
Charlie
I'll go
Brown. There is a Charlie Brown balloon.
Okay, cool.
Charlie Brown. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fantastiki.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You have a great Thanksgiving, and thank you very much for calling. Let me get to Brian in Flower Mound, Texas. Brian, welcome to the show.
JD, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. Baked turkey, barbecued turkey, or deep fried turkey?
Deep fried turkey, hopefully not set in the backyard of fire.
Yes, that is the winner of today's survey. Traditional dressing, cornbread dressing, or some other kind of icky seafood dressing?
Now let's keep the clams out of it. Go traditional.
Traditional, winner. The winner is traditional dressing. Casual clothes, dresses and jackets are Sunday best.
Casual, no jorts.
Okay. Casual wins. Name one real but unconventional side dish.
Tamales.
Tamales, great one. That's a Tex-Mex right there. That's real good. All right, quickly, pies, cobbler, or something else?
Pies.
Okay, pies are the winner. Beer, wine, or mixed drinks?
Mixed drinks followed by AR-15 build party.
There you go. I knew you could work that in there. Do the kids get wine, yes or no? Hurry.
No.
Which one of your guests will screw things up? What will happen?
My mother. She's borderline psychotic.
Do you watch the NFL football games?
Sadly, yes. Yeah. Yes. No excuse. Yes.
All right, my friend. Thanks very much. That's as far as we get to go. Thank you very much for taking part in the survey. The executive producer of the Wells Report is the Philip Brown. I'm John David Wells. Have a great Thanksgiving.
All right.
Well, that was damn fine.
Yeah, that was a very good way to end the show out.
I like that one. Remember that bit.
Yeah, I'm saving these right now.
Okay. There you go. You want a copy of it? I'll send you one.
Sure.
Okay, I'll send you a copy.
Okay, I got everything saved, but yeah, it can't hurt.
All right, my friend.
Man, look, man, have a good Thanksgiving, man.
I am so glad that I get to work with you, my friend. Thank you very much
Hey,
for.
I'm glad too, man. I'm glad too.
It's great to be a part of your team.
Glad, yeah, man. I'm glad we're glad you're a part of it, man. So we're glad to work with you too, man. So
Thank
hey,
you.
look, have a good holiday, bro, and we will see you. You're back on Monday, right?
Yeah, I'll probably be here Friday, but it won't be. I'll just be hanging around.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, have a good one, man, and I'll see you back Monday.
Okay, buddy.
All right, man. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
God's blessings upon ye. All right, you guys on the chat room, thank you for listening, especially you lurkers. But thanks for my friends. God bless you. I thank you. I thank God for you guys every single day. And it means a lot to me that you'd listen. So God bless you all. And I will see you, I guess we'll be back on Monday with another edition of the Wells Report. Okay? Until then, have a great holiday.